Sure, nail care. Here's a 1,000-word dramatic script about Wendy and her husband Eddie, written like a scene from a Bravo-style special or documentary. There are no directions, just pure dialogue and storytelling flow. It captures what went down with the fraud charges, their public fallout, and the emotion behind it, equal parts dramatic, funny, gossip-filled, and human. Title: The Osefos, Love, Legacy, and Legal Trouble. Wendy. You know, I never thought I'd see the day my name would be trending for this. For fraud. Not politics. Not Potomac. Fraud. Eddie. I told you to stop reading those blogs. They'll twist anything. Half of them don't even have the police report right. Wendy. They don't need the report. They have the headlines. Dr. Wendy Osefo and husband Eddie arrested. You think people care about facts when shade sells faster? Eddie. What they care about is a story. And now we're the story. Wendy. I worked too hard for this. All my life, people told me I was too much, too loud, too ambitious. I turned that into something. And now, one moment, one claim, and they're ready to erase it. Eddie. They can't erase what's real. Wendy. Eddie, they're saying we faked a burglary. They're saying I wore a ring that I claimed was stolen. Do you understand what that means? That they think I'm some kind of scam artist with a doctorate. Eddie. I know what they're saying. I'm reading the same mess you are. Wendy. Then tell me. Did we make a mistake somewhere? Did the paperwork get messed up? Because I know what we filed. Eddie. We did everything by the book. I double-checked every line. We came back from Jamaica, saw the house, called the police. That's what happened. Wendy. So why does it feel like the truth doesn't matter anymore? Eddie. Because in this world, perception is stronger than proof. Wendy. And perception right now is that we're liars. Eddie. Number. Right now, perception is that we're human. And humans make mistakes. Wendy. Mistakes. They're calling it a felony. They're saying we filed multiple insurance claims. Eddie. I know what they're saying. Wendy. Then what did you tell the adjuster? Eddie. I told him exactly what was lost. The jewelry, the bags, your watch, my cufflinks, the ring. I signed it. You signed it. Everything was real. Wendy. But they're saying we returned some of those items. Eddie. That's their narrative. They're cherry-picking receipts. Wendy. Receipts don't lie, Eddie. You taught me that, Eddie. And sometimes receipts get taken out of context. Wendy. So you're saying they have half the picture? Eddie. Exactly. They have pieces, but they don't have the full truth. Wendy. Still, you have to admit the optics are bad. Me on camera, wearing that ring, months later. Eddie. You weren't thinking about the claim. You were filming. It was wardrobe, jewelry, another day in production. Nobody thought the world would be inspecting screenshots. Wendy. The internet inspects everything. They freeze frame your downfall before the judge even gets to the verdict. Eddie. And yet you still went live on Instagram. Wendy. Because I had to say something. Silence makes it worse. If I don't speak, they call me guilty. If I do speak, they say I'm lying. Eddie. What did you tell them? Wendy. That we're innocent. That we built everything from the ground up, and we're not about to throw it away over an insurance claim. Eddie. Good. Because that's the truth. Wendy. But truth doesn't trend. Lies do. Eddie. Then let them talk. Wendy. Easy for you to say. They're dragging me harder. The scholar with the scam. The professor of fraud. You think those comments don't sting? Eddie. I think you care too much about what people who don't know you think. Wendy. Those people made me, Eddie. I went from a lecture hall to reality TV. The fans, the viewers, the critics, they built this brand. Eddie. And the same crowd that builds you will burn you for retweets. Wendy. I just keep thinking about my students, my colleagues, my kids. What are they going to think? Eddie. They're going to remember your strength. Not the scandal. Wendy. If I lose my credibility, what do I have left? Eddie. You have me. You have your family. And you have the truth. Wendy. I thought truth was supposed to set you free, not send you to court. Eddie. It will. Once we get our day in court, the facts will speak louder than the gossip. Wendy. You really believe that? Eddie. I have to. Wendy. Then tell me what happens next. Eddie. We fight. We show up. We prove we didn't lie. We prove the burglary wasn't fake. Wendy. And if they still don't believe us? Eddie. Then we rebuild. Together. Wendy. You know the fans are split, right? Half think we're guilty, half think we're targets. Eddie. And none of them know us. Wendy. They think they do. They think the show is our diary. Eddie. It's edited entertainment. They see a fraction and call it fact. Wendy. Still, I can't help reading it. I see the hashtags. Hashtag free Wendy. Hashtag Wendy exposed. Hashtag fraud in Potomac. Eddie. Ignore them. Wendy. One post said, how can a woman with 4 degrees make a move this dumb? You know what I wanted to say back. Because even smart people can make bad choices. But I didn't. Because I didn't make one. Eddie. Don't let strangers define your intelligence. Wendy. I used to think my education would protect me. Now it just makes the headlines juicier. Eddie. They can take our image, but not our integrity. Wendy. You sound like a press release. Eddie. Maybe. But I'm serious. We'll get through it. Wendy. They said we were drowning in debt. That's why we did it. Is that true? Eddie. We had bills, sure. Everyone does. But fraud? Never. Wendy. You know what hurts the most? The silence from some of my castmates. All that sisterhood talk disappeared. Eddie. You expected loyalty from reality TV. Wendy. Maybe not loyalty, but decency. Eddie. Decency doesn't trend either. Wendy. Then I guess I was naive. I thought this platform meant something more. Eddie. It still can. Once we clear this, your voice will be stronger. Wendy. If Bravo keeps me. Eddie. They will. You're too good for ratings. Wendy. You mean too messy. Eddie. Messy sells, but you have substance. That's what sets you apart. Wendy. Substance doesn't sell unless it's scandal. Eddie. Then make this your story. Take the pain, the lesson, the headlines, and flip them. Wendy. Into what? Eddie. Into power. Into purpose. Wendy. You really think people will forgive? Eddie. They always do when you own it. Wendy. There's nothing to own if we didn't do it. Eddie. Then own that. Stand by it. Don't hide. Wendy. Sometimes I wish we never joined that show. Eddie. You don't mean that. Wendy. Maybe I do. Maybe the fame wasn't worth the fallout. Eddie. Fame doesn't change who you are. It just shows who's watching when you fall. Wendy. Then I hope they're taking notes, because this lesson's not in the syllabus. Eddie. Say it again. Wendy. No matter how hard they try to rewrite me, I'm still Drive. Wendy Osefo. Eddie. Exactly. You built this name long before Bravo. Wendy. And I'm not about to let a case break it. Eddie. Good. Because we're going to walk into that courtroom with our heads high. Wendy. And when it's over. Eddie. When it's over, we rebuild the brand. The truth will clear. And the same people dragging you will repost your comeback clip. Wendy. You think so? Eddie. It's the Bravo cycle. Fall, scandal, redemption. Wendy. Then I guess we're still in season 1 of the comeback. Eddie. And trust me, season 2's gonna be fire. Wendy. You're too calm. Eddie. Because panicking won't change the facts. Wendy. You know what? You're right. Let them talk. Let them tweet. Let them meme. I've survived worse. Eddie. That's the spirit. Wendy. I'll face the cameras again, but next time, it won't be a confession. It'll be a masterclass. Eddie. And I'll be right there beside you. Wendy. Always. Eddie. Always. Wendy. Then we'll light a candle for every rumor that tried to burn us. Eddie. And watch the truth shine brighter. Wendy. Potomac might see a scandal, but we'll make it a story. Eddie. The kind they can't rewrite. Wendy. The kind they can't forget.